there's the famous libertarian meme, without government, who would build the roads? As if roads are a technological marvel that only came to be after the government started collecting income tax. As if the men and women on the government payroll are the only ones who can figure out how to clear land and lay asphalt. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as Helene has rolled through, the question now becomes, without government, who can mitigate natural disasters? And as Helene has shown us, without government, the people build the roads, even if that means building them out of trailers and storm debris. And it shows us that the people are the ones who are rescuing people, feeding them, dropping in supplies, and doing everything else that FEMA says is in their job description. And despite the rest of the country thinking the South is nothing but a bunch of dumb hillbilly rednecks, I learned a very important lesson during Helene, and that is that even Waffle House does a better job than FEMA. So much so, in fact, that FEMA and citizen alike rely on that beautiful yellow sign in times of trouble. Because it turns out that the Waffle House Index is real, my friends, and FEMA itself uses it to judge the seriousness of a disaster. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. After all of the heavy topics covered for the last couple of weeks, honestly, I need a break. I can't do that right now. I need something fun and lighthearted and feel good, and here it is. Honestly, I found this out a couple days after Helene hit, and it brightened my day. So now I am bringing it to you. Now, while this video is not sponsored by Waffle House, it is sponsored by Blackout Coffee Company. They are a family-owned coffee roaster out of sunny Florida, built on traditional values and a love of the Second Amendment. They have amazing coffee, tea, and hot chocolate, and have even partnered with organizations like FPC and GOA so that your purchases of their partner roasts donate to those groups directly. So, to check them out, help support your rights and the channel, go to blackoutcoffee.com/libertydoll. If you watched my Helene prepping video here, I mentioned in it that as soon as the rain stopped, the wind hadn't even stopped blowing, and in true Southern fashion, the UPS guy rolled up to tell us that Waffle House was open the next exit down. I have laughed about the Waffle House Index before and had no idea that it is a real, though informal, metric that is even used by the federal government during weather disasters. I thought this whole time that it was just a meme. It's not. It's a real thing. Now, for folks watching outside of the US and don't know, Waffle House is a stupidly cheap breakfast chain based out of Georgia that is open all the time. It is known for greasy, short-order Southern breakfast food available all day, every day. Locations are primarily in the South and the Midwest. Every location is open 24 hours a day, every day. And if one is closed, you know that you are in for trouble. Now, most of the press around this is from Hurricane Florence in 2018 and Hurricane Harvey, but the practices remain the same. Waffle House has its own storm center and storm operations team, which FEMA lists as one of the top 4 corporations for disaster response. The chain has its own disaster response. Every location has on-site portable generators. Everything is designed to run completely on gasoline, even down to heating water for coffee on gas grills if they have to. They truck in extra equipment and they stock extra food and ice in every location that could be impacted when a weather disaster is on the horizon. The chain even has jump teams of employees from other states that it brings in from outside disaster areas and puts them up in hotels so that affected employees don't have to worry about getting to work and can focus on their own recovery and families. Every year, before hurricane season even starts, the company makes storm checklists for every location, meets with local authorities, and educates new employees. Back in 2017, some of their employees had already been on jump teams for 15 hurricanes. I mean, damn, these people are heroes. The hurricane playbook has separate plans for if there's gas but no electricity, generators but no ice, and cooking by candlelight, which menus to use under which circumstances so they can stay stocked and keep needed items chilled or frozen. They even put together construction teams in case there's structural damage or power issues and prep porta potties so people can use the bathroom even without running water. But their plans go even beyond that. After Katrina, Waffle House went above and beyond, putting tarps on people's roofs, provided temporary housing for their affected workers, and shipped in essentials for their employees like diapers and formula. During Harvey and Florence, and in the first days here of Helene, Waffle House was the only place open offering food, shelter, and electricity to residents and first responders. Now, this ability to stay open no matter the weather is what forms the Waffle House Index, a metric that FEMA itself uses to judge the severity of a storm and its impacts on the area and local economy by how many Waffle Houses stay open in any given disaster zone. Seriously, if this is not one of the most American things I have ever heard, and I love it. The index is a color-coded system that the chain uses to indicate which restaurants are open, closed, or offering a limited menu. The index is updated regularly on the chain's website and on their official X account. Traditionally, if a Waffle House is still open in an area, it is considered safe enough to drive, though it could be harrowing, as many are along highways. If it's offering a limited menu, then that means that supplies, power, or other resources aren't available. And if a Waffle House near you is closed, well, y'all are f***ed. After all, a Waffle House in Joplin was hit by the worst tornado in 6 decades and stayed open. According to a 2011 FEMA blog, the Waffle House test just doesn't tell us how quickly a business might rebound. It also tells us how the larger community is faring. The sooner restaurants, groceries, and corner stores or banks can reopen, the sooner local economies will start generating revenue again, signaling a strong recovery for that community. The index was first coined by the then director of FEMA in 2004 and has been used ever since. 20 years. The government has been judging the severity of natural disasters by how many Waffle Houses are open. Amazing. So to show you the severity of Helene, because there are still some folks that don't believe that it was that bad and don't know that it continues to be pretty rough, here's the index in western North Carolina, upstate South Carolina, and Augusta, Georgia back on October 1st, even 5 days after the storm hit the area, as it started for us Thursday night into Friday morning, September 26th and 27th. Nearly a week after, only one Waffle House was open and operating normally. More were closed than open in Augusta and in Greenville and the immediate area. Now, that wasn't true for western North Carolina, though the 2 Asheville locations were closed, and there aren't any locations in Lake Lure, Black Mountain, Irwin, Burnsville, Banner Elk, or any of the other spots that we've seen totally flattened on social media. So we can't really use the Waffle House Index for them. But here, even 5 days later, the Waffle House Index was not great. But they were on top of their game, and we got some green icons by October 2nd and more by the 3rd, and by their most recent update, all of their locations in the path of Helene are open, though many are still running on limited menus and generator power. Here we are, 3 weeks out, and my area in South Carolina still has downed power lines and people without internet. I've still been doing my videos off hotspot for the most part. Wasn't even able to get into a meeting I was supposed to attend the other day, as internet is still out more than it's on, and sometimes cell still drops. 3 weeks later. Luckily, at least it's not taking 6 hours to upload videos anymore, just like 2. For Milton, it was expected to be bad enough that all of the Waffle Houses in the Tampa area closed ahead of landfall. Most of the locations were still closed on October 10th, the actual day of landfall, but were open on limited menus the following day. DeSantis even had his Milton press conference at a Waffle House on October 10th. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The birth, efficiency, and reliability of the Waffle House Index, where a meme food chain does a better job at disaster response than FEMA. So, ladies and gentlemen of Waffle House, thank you for your service. Alright folks, so that is it for this video. Hopefully you liked this little lighthearted departure from normal, because I cannot watch this stuff about Helene and any of these crazy gun control videos and all of that anymore this week. I am topped out dunzos. So again, hopefully you liked this video, even though it's not quite my usual content. You guys know the drill for all of the algorithm things. Please like, share, and subscribe if you are new here. Ring that notification bell, especially if you are still interested in getting Helene updates, because those are still coming in. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and happy shooting.